Hi everyone, I'm Adam from the Calm Club. Just doing a quick video for you today about some of the guitar gear that I use. One question that people come and ask me quite often after a wedding or a party where we've been playing is they ask me about the kind of guitars that I'm using or the kind of effects that I'm using. So this video is just a bit of a rundown of all the things, all the bits of gear that I use. So we'll start off with the amp. This is the Vox AC15. Just using this today because just to give you an idea of some of the sounds really. It's not very often that I use this when we go out and gig, just because it's too loud and quite difficult. Quite often we go to venues where the sound, being able to limit and control the sound is quite important. So what I'm going to show you next is the reason why I often don't use the amp very much. So that's just for show and for you hearing some of the effects that we're using today. So what I'm using is a Line 6 Helix, which is absolutely amazing just because of the range of sounds that it gives me. Also because space is often at a premium when we're out gigging, both in our van and at the venues that we play at. It's just a no-brainer for me to be using a floorboard system that just has all the effects that I could possibly want to use on every single song, housed together in a really small, easy-to-use unit. It's literally amazing, so would highly recommend that. Let's talk about some of the guitars. So the first guitar I'm going to show you is my Fender Strat. This was kind of the first serious guitar that I ever owned. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought it from somebody else and they'd done some weird and wonderful things with it. So it's a bit of a mongrel guitar. It's kind of got parts from all over the place. For any guitar nerds out there, the neck is some kind of a custom shop old one. It's really nice because it's been sanded down at the back, so it's really comfortable to play. I've got bare knuckle pickups in there which sound amazing. It's one of several guitars that I use when we're gigging, and this one particularly is good for kind of the more funkier numbers. It cleans up quite nicely. It's got some good dirty tones in it as well, but I tend to use it for some of the slightly more funky stuff. It's also quite good for the indie songs that we do as well. So we do a couple of Arctic Monkeys songs, a song by The Strokes. So this guitar works really nicely for that. Cool, so the second guitar I want to show you is kind of my pride and joy. It's my latest guitar that I bought quite recently, well, a few months ago. This is a Fender Elite Telecaster. As you can see, it's in this kind of beautiful yellow colour, but with the wood grain visible through the paint, which is absolutely amazing. But the real selling point for me on this guitar, apart from the fact that it is just absolutely beautiful and sounds amazing, is it's all about that black binding. Black binding absolutely makes this guitar. So it's a guitar that I use for all the songs in the set really. If ever the Stratocaster wasn't available, it could easily do some of the kind of more indie, up-tempo kind of numbers as well. But this is especially good for the kind of poppier songs that we do in the set, especially with us being a kind of wedding band. We do tend to do quite a few pop, a few country numbers as well, which this guitar works especially well for as well. So I'll let you have a listen to what it sounds like. Cool, so next up we've got the Martin LX1E, and I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking that this is a really small guitar, either that or I've got a lot bigger since the last clip that we did. But you probably recognise this guitar. It's most well known for being used by Ed Sheeran. Weirdly enough, the reason why I have this guitar is not because of Ed Sheeran. A lot of people come up to me because we do a few Ed Sheeran songs in the set and they say, did you buy that guitar just to be more like Ed Sheeran? The ginger hair kind of makes people think that as well. The answer is no. I actually bought this guitar a while before I even knew Ed Sheeran used them. A guy that I knew had, weirdly enough, done a funeral for somebody, and as a kind of gift to say thank you for doing the funeral service, they gave him a guitar, and this was the guitar that they gave him. He gave it to me to borrow just so I could have a little play with it and see what it sounded like. And I was blown away by it. It's just, for a small guitar, even when it's not plugged in, it produces quite a big whole sound. But even when it is plugged in, because of the Fisherman pickup that it's got in it, you can tweak it and kind of get it to sound exactly how you want it to sound. But it really does pack a punch for such a small guitar, and especially when you're gigging and you're out on the road and you haven't got a lot of space, having a small little electroacoustic guitar like this is an absolute win. Cool, so last up we've got my Gretsch. Now I'm going to read the actual model of this guitar from the label because, as a lot of people who own this guitar will know, it doesn't have a very catchy name. So this is the Gretsch G5422TG. Gretsch, you really need to come up with some better names for your guitars, something a bit more catchy. But yeah, this is the Gretsch. As you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful. The gold hardware, absolutely love it. When I first saw it, I thought, yeah, absolutely dig that. Weirdly enough, I'm showing you this today, but it's not a guitar that I use very often when we go out and play shows. Partly because it's quite big and bulky, and it comes in quite a big and bulky case, so it's quite annoying to have to carry around. Also because the two Fender guitars that I use just kind of capture all the sounds that I need them to, so this poor boy kind of gets left at home quite a lot and gets left in the bedroom. It does give a sound that the two other Fender guitars kind of don't. With its hollow body, it has got quite a warm, rich, big sound, so it's quite good for atmospheric-y kind of sounds. It works really nicely with big reverbs and delays, so that's kind of what I use it for. It very rarely comes out on the road with me, but if it does, that's the kind of songs that I would use it for. So I'll let you have a listen to what it sounds like. That's a bit of a rundown of all the gear that I use in the Calm Club. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you at a gig at some point in the future. Thank you very much.